Howdy, friends. I woke up this morning with a thought, and I wanted to share it with you. Part of this thought has a foundation in a blog entry I wrote years ago. I think I transferred it over to the new Quiet blog, and it's about the evil inclination versus the adversary, and how in a lot of places the evil inclination kind of flies under the radar and everything gets blamed on the adversary. The devil made me do it. And it's some kind of escape from personal responsibility. And anyway, I was writing somewhat about that. And when I woke up this morning, I had several thoughts that were all in flashes. You know how when you wake up in the morning and you're thinking a thought, it all comes just in rapid flashes. And I've been thinking about it throughout the day. Some of you know that I had an encounter with a local feminist last week. The encounter itself was pleasant. Well, it was pleasant on the outside. Inside, I wasn't feeling very pleasant, but it was pleasant on the outside. And she left the party seemingly flustered by her version of feminism and how it didn't line up with what she was seeing in the person standing in front of her. It seemed. I can't tell you what she was thinking, but that's what it seemed. And how I felt satisfied when she left, as if I was somehow, by my politeness and giving her time and respect, that somehow I was kind of pouring hot coals on her head, like it says in Proverbs. And not that I want to injure her. That's not what that's about. It's an idiom, if you didn't know. So anyway, I was thinking about that this morning and thinking at the same time about we want Moshiach now. And when Moshiach comes and the enemy, the adversary, is bound and cast into a pit for the millennial reign, and how when I grew up, when I was younger, and I read through the Bible and I came across the millennial kingdom, which was kind of a mystery to me. I don't recall having heard much about that as a child growing up. But then the idea that at the end of the millennial reign, the enemy is let out, and all of a sudden there's this battle, and how in the world could you live for 1,000 years under Moshiach and turn against him and join with the enemy? It just kind of baffled me for a little while, and I thought there's got to be more to the story. So as time has gone on, I've had different thoughts and heard different teachings from different perspectives. And so this morning, I have this flash of a thought that when Mashiach comes and the enemy's cast into the pit, we're still left with our evil inclination. We're still left with our self-control at whatever stage we have it. And we don't have a way out anymore. We don't have an easy out. We can't say the devil made me do it anymore because he's not influencing us to the same degree that he has been previous to the millennial kingdom. So we are going to have to really ramp up our self-control. You know, the fruit of the Spirit, self-control. It's one in the list of the fruit of the Spirit. And I don't know about you, but I got a lot of work to do in the midah of self-control. How we say we want Moshiach now, and we get excited and we long for Moshiach to come now. I'm not so sure we're very ready. We're going to have to work on our self-control because very few of us are working on it. Some of us don't even recognize that there's an issue about self-control. And some people don't even know you can't control yourself. We're in a culture right now where self-control is not a worthy trait. People that have it are recognized, but it's not something that our culture seems to find great value in developing. So we as a people, I think, should start stepping up the game with our midot, and primarily in the area of self-control. It's not just about the portions on your plate. It's not just about how much TV you watch or whether or not you get on Facebook. Whether or not you say this to that person or don't say this to that person. Self-control is every part of our life. And if Moshiach came today and the enemy was removed from our interactions, from affecting our lives today, do you think you'd have the self-control to go for 1,000 years and at the end not have fallen? It's nice to think that we would. Everybody wants to think they would, but I mean, be serious. Really? You don't think that your current stage of self-control might not get you in a little trouble? I think personally, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. So as much as I do want Moshiach now, I really need him to wait a little bit. And I'm really wanting to focus this coming year, 5778, on the midah of self-control. I need a lot of self-control. And if you would like to join me, that would be great. Then we could do this thing together. And it would be fun. And as a people, we can improve. We can work out our salvation with fear and trembling. We can become vessels that properly reflect the light of Hashem. And we can just be better people. So as Elul is coming, as we have these eclipses in Israel today and here in the U.S. in a couple weeks, it'd be a good thing to think about, this issue of self-control and where are we at with this and how can I make it better in my life. So at some point we aren't going to have the fall guy of the devil made me do it, and maybe we should start practicing that now. So join me. Let's do that.